So this is Viking Simulator 2016, or as it's officially called, A Feast for Odin. This is a game about being Vikings, basically, and doing all of the things Vikings did, like hunting whales, trading with the Byzantines for their fancy silk, discovering Iceland, building houses, and of course, raiding England and running off with their crown. This is one of my personal favourite board games. I love the whole historical Vikings thing, and I just want to do a playthrough of it single player to show it off. So to start with, I'll just give a brief rundown of what the setup looks like for this game and what all the different things are, and then we can get started. So the first thing I wanted to point out is the resource system. These are your building materials and your money, and I do like how the money comes in blocks. So you want 10 silver? Here's 10 silver coins stuck together. Yes, there's a reason for that. Up here we have the different resources. These come in edible plant products, edible animal products, readily available trade goods, and somewhat less available trade goods. These guys also all have a little sword symbol, which means if you go on a raid, you can get that. We also have these fancy, funny-shaped, unique items, which are pretty nice. Anything with a tongue symbol can be crafted, which includes everything in this darker section, and this crucifix, because I guess they had designed this board and then they decided to make the crucifix craftable as well. They can also be bought, with the exception of the Crown of England, and won in a raid. They can all be won in a raid. We have some houses and some islands, which are extra boards you can get. We have the player board, which has a space for you to put all of your stuff to show off how rich and successful you are, and spaces for your sheep and your cattle, because livestock are fun. And then over here we have the three types of ship you can get. These are whaling vessels, knarrs, which are kind of broad and large trading boat, and longships when you need to go on a raid or visit North America. And then down here we have the mountains. These mountain strips are where you get your building materials and your money, and we'll be getting into them later. We've also got 3 decks of cards. One is the weapon card. You start with one of each weapon except for the sword. These are all used in different things. So this spear is used for whaling, the bow is used for hunting, the snare is used for trapping, and the sword is used for raiding and pillaging. And then these are the occupation cards, which give you these little bonuses. The light-backed ones are the starting occupations. Everybody starts with them. And when you draw occupation cards in the game, you draw from the dark-backed ones. There are 3 occupation decks labeled A, B, and C. This is the A deck because it's recommended for beginners. And finally, we have the action board, probably the most infamous part of this game. So the action board is where you'll be putting your little Vikings to take all of your actions. And it's divided neatly into 4 columns, and each column is the number of Vikings it takes to take the action. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. The 3 and 4 Viking actions are also how you use your cards. So you draw a new occupation card whenever you take a 3 Viking action, and you play one whenever you take a 4 Viking action. And that is an overview of Feast for Odin. So let's take our first turn.